Kim, and well, I thought I'd bring you along with me on, I'm about to cook a batch of chicken wings, but first I need to get them divided up. Well, let me show you what I got going on over here on the countertop. Okay, so right over here I've got my chicken wings. I picked these up at Sam's Club. This is over 5.5 pounds of chicken wings, and y'all, I'm just going to divide these up. I'm going to, well, let's see. I'm going to cut the tips off and throw them in the little bowl. And then the drumette and the flat, I'm going to cut those in half and throw them in the big bowl. And I'm not going to cook the whole thing, the whole package today. But I am going to go ahead, while I'm doing this, just go ahead and cut all this apart and get it divided up. And the tips, I am going to put them in a little zipper bag and put them in the freezer, and some other time I'll make chicken broth out of it. But y'all, it doesn't take a lot of time. I mean, these were like $2.99 a pound at Sam's Club, which is about as cheap as I can find them around here. There was another pack. It was a smaller pack that were already cut up at the grocery store at Ramey, my local grocery store, Ramey's. And I don't know, it might have been, it's probably about half as much, but it was already cut up, and it was almost $23. It was 22 something for a bag. And I know I've got twice as much here, if not more. And yeah, that does include the little tip, but you know, most of it's that. Plus those other wings. I mean, that's a chunky wing, you know. It's a lot of meat on this. So these are, you know, they're all big wings, and it's, I don't know, it's probably going to take me 5 minutes just to cut through all this. So what I'm going to do is just keep cutting these apart, and I don't know, I'll probably cook, I don't know, I'm just going to see how much I've got. It's my daughter and me tonight for dinner, and I just have to look and see how much I have. I may be able to get three different batches out of this, because I've already got probably 2 batches in there in that bowl. So there's a lot of wings here, but you know, this is well, let's trim that off. That's just a hunk of fat, but I'm going to throw it over here in the little tip bowl, and just add that to my bag of leftovers bag of tips that I'll turn into chicken broth some other time. I'm just going to pop that in the freezer when I get it in the bag. But and see, look at here, I'm almost done with this. You know, I've got a sharp knife, and that helps, but it's also getting it at the right spot to cut it apart. And but here, I'm almost done. I'm going to, I got 3 left after this one. So okay, I'm going to cut these last 2 apart and get my hands washed up, and then I'll divide it up, and I'll show you I'll show you the next step. Alright, I went and got some zipper bags, and I just went ahead and wrote on them. It's so much easier to write on these bags when they're flat and nothing's in them. So this one I've labeled as wing tips here, so all of this is going to go in here, and that's going to get popped in the freezer for another day. Yes, I will clean the counter. Okay. Got that there. And the rest of these I'm going to divide. Now this is for the batch today. I need a big bag because I need to be able to shake it around in the seasoning and stuff. So let's see, there's one. I'm trying to get a flat and a drumette. Pull that off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's 6 wings, which would be 6 flats and 6 drumettes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's get this one. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I got. Now what did I do? I had a wing tip in here. Now you know there's an even amount of everything. I should not have 3 drumettes and 2 flat. Let's see. I got 3 drumettes and 1 flat. I must have did that wrong. Alright, well, whatever. I guess we'll do 2 extra drumettes there, and I'll do 1 of each over here. Okay. So, obviously I grabbed stuff wrong. So this is for tonight. And these I'm going to squish the air out of them. All of these. And seal them. My next step is this is the bag I'm going to season up. So I'm just, this is what I have. This Morton's Seasonal. I've got a lot of this from a good Ibotta rebate a while back. So I'm just going to use what I got, and I'm just going to sprinkle. I want to sprinkle enough over here so that I can see it. Now I am going to move it around because I want to be sure. I want to be sure all of the pieces get seasoned. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Okay, now I'm going to close this up and shake it around real good. But what I've got, the next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of baking powder, like not quite a tablespoon. This is a tablespoon, and I'm just going to most of a tablespoon, and sprinkle that around. You don't want too much, because if you get too much baking soda, or baking powder, this is powder, not soda. If you get too much baking powder in here, then that's all you taste. You want just enough, but not too much. Okay, and I did intentionally leave air, so now I can shake it all around. Okay, I've got it, shook it up. It's got a lot of seasoning on it, if you can see that. Seasoning in there, and that baking soda is spread all around. Let me move this out of the way. And the next thing I'm going to do is put it in my rotisserie basket here for my air fryer. And this, to make it sit flat, because it's got that thing on it, I just put it in a little jar. Sometimes I use a cup, just whatever I can find to set that on there so that I can stand it up. And this whole thing is going in here. popping the lid on here and just gonna twist it around, and that's just how that goes. And I've got the air fryer over there warming up, but here's the other bags of chicken wings. I've got it dated, and here's my little bag of chips. All of this is going in the freezer for another day. And so I'm just gonna let these rotate around. I've got my air fryer heating up at 400 degrees. I'm gonna pop this in here and let it rotate around, and for probably 30 minutes, and I'll come and check on it before that time is up. But these are gonna be so good. Okay, I got them in my Instant Vortex. Y'all, before I got this air fryer, I used to do these in the oven the exact same way, except I would lay them out on a sheet pan, like on top of a racket on a sheet pan, and I would bake them in the oven. And this is, if you have an Instant Vortex air fryer, this rotisserie basket makes it so easy. There's no flipping. I just dump them all in here, and this does all the work for me. So we'll come back. But yeah, same. You can use the oven for the same way. I've got 400 degrees in the regular oven, and after I think about 20 minutes, I flip them over and put them back in. You have to flip them over when you do it in the oven. I'll come back when this is done. All right, I pulled this out of the air fryer, dumped it over here onto some paper towel, but you know, I didn't grease it at all, but y'all, this is so crispy, and it's ready to eat. It is done. Look how pretty they are. And I could put some hot sauce on these, but I think tonight I'm just gonna toss them in a little melted butter. But y'all, these are so good. Well, there's my chicken wings for tonight. They are very hot, so I'm letting them cool for just a minute before we sit down and eat. But you know, that's how I make a keto version of chicken wings. They're not breaded or anything. All I did was season them and toss them around in the baking powder and cooked them in my air fryer. I didn't even put any grease, oil, or anything on them. But yeah, they're really good. I make these a lot. You know, when I have chicken wings in the house, this is how I do my chicken wings. But yep, that's it for my chicken wing video. I'm gonna go eat. See y'all later. Bye.